And I'm sorry that I've tried 3 times to get this video up and I couldn't. But chapter 13 is it's gross and disgusting. And if you have triggers, PTSD triggers or whatever, perhaps you shouldn't even read. You shouldn't be reading the novel at all to begin with. And that should be obvious. I never said this novel's for everybody, but it is a lot deeper than the movie. Okay, understand that. So 13, you're in for a real kind of a turning point because Lorraine is revealed as an assassin, and Misha's wondering where did she get that? Is she an assassin? How'd she learn how to handle a gun? You know, I mean, it's a very interesting turn of events in the programming, and then it's topped off with Charlotte and Heinrich incest and sodomy and torture, and Misha there and competing with Charlotte. I mean, do you want to fuck me, Daddy? You just want to fuck her, or whatever it is, just a sick thing. And Misha's again kind of left out, but it's a sick, roiling family relationship, and it makes it so obvious. The rest of the book flows with perfectly plausible scenes, perfectly plausible situations, because of chapters like this. But like I say, it's a real triggering chapter because in it you have assassination, murder, incest, sodomy, just sick inward stuff that human that, and I am saying that this represents humanity the way I see it. I don't have any rose-colored glasses on or mind control about America or anything else. This is the state of the world. And so this is seen as perfectly normal. And what's the problem? So we paint it as normal, not as sensational, which a lot of, and then they did this. Oh, can you believe it? No, we're not impressed enough. I know that there's a lot of Christians that like pornography and torture and snuff films and things like that, but that's because there's a suppressing thing going on, and then there's a binge thing that goes on in all behavior worldwide, no matter who you are. And unfortunately, people are dishonest, and they're not going to cop to it. If you really want to reform from depravity, then don't be Heinrich, don't be Misha, don't be Charlotte. And then we have the innocent one, which is Lorraine, who can even be innocent in making love to Heinrich, and she could be innocent in blowing a guy's head off, and she's still innocent. Isn't this interesting? So there's a thing you can do with your phone, and if you download it in the app and you go chapter by chapter in the app, there's a little play arrow at the top. And you have a great reader, a robot reader, but a great reader who will read the chapter to you, and you can just sit there and listen to it. And I think that's a great way to go. It's about a 5-minute read today, so it's a great way to go. And you can do it while you're multitasking. And so that no article, nothing published in our Substack is without that play arrow, that you can play it and have it read to you. So everything we publish can be read to you. I'm sorry that I can't get that out to the public. They think, oh, it's a lot of reading. I'm not into reading. I only like to watch videos because I'm stupid, And that's basically the mentality of people today. Sorry. Someone said people are no damn good. I just think, useless is a better word. You know what I mean? It just people are pretty much useless in terms of you cannot expect any change to go on here. And the hilarious comedy show of the riots and the staff of George Washington University, wanting the police to help them because now the students want to behead the president and the trustees. Hilarious. I mean, guffaw. It's hilarious. But again, it is what it is for other people, I suppose. They're really impressed with it and scared, and they're going to hide in their little hovels because they're just horrified that people are getting beheaded. My goodness, that is terrible. So I don't know if it will go all the way to beheading. But I'm just saying, here's an example in society. Here's chapter 13. How is outside there any different from inside here in this novel? Answer, it's not. So I hope you like it. It's a really good read, but it's, again, really shocking. If you have PTSD triggers, then you should put the novel down and never look at it again, and just avoid me in general, okay? Because I'm going to go headlong into the truth, and I don't care who it triggers. And it triggers me. I got my ass kicked on that hospital thing, but we're coming right back to it. Going to put it right front and center, even though no one may understand. I don't have any friends anyway, really. I have acquaintances on Facebook or Twitter or whatever, but people you say, you don't know who they are. Hello, I'm but what do they care if I get triggered or I die or whatever happens? Nobody, right? People don't care. People these days have fallen victim to the Bible verse, so accurate, that just says, hearts will wax cold in these days. Life, in other words, life becomes very cheap. And since COVID, that's exactly what has happened. They've made life cheap, and here's another one to consider. I may have to do a podcast right after this to justify this, but in terms of sick and depraved, the idea of producing cancer in most of the world's population through the spike protein of the jabs, and then 3 years later the cancer metastasizes. So now the whole world they have to treat with cancer, which they're providing the drugs for. It's a complete firing squad. It's an execution chamber. And not people are like, I'm getting rich off Pfizer stock. Kill them. What you mean? Go for the oligarch? No. Go ahead and kill them for money. How dumb can they fucking get? Right? To where they're now have cancer, and I'm going to die of cancer. I better go take that new Pfizer drug that they've got, that new mRNA that Gates is talking about. That's going to really save me. And it's like, after a couple of jabs of that, you are basically dead. And so since the world has gone into a death spiral, we were at 20 million now, we're going up to 100 million, easy, and then up to 1 billion. Since that's happening, the extermination of human, I just think any complaint about this book, it not being Christian enough or something like that, is go fuck yourself territory, okay? And get off your high horse. God hates pride, and you're going to have to understand the world. It is what it is, okay? That's why we have Jesus. For people that are just understand what it is, and then the logical turn is to the Lord, to God. And if you can't see that, then boom, boom, stupido, boom, go play with your Legos, right? And definitely worship 80s culture. Anyway, and we'll see you next time. It's a hell of a chapter. And like I say, if you have problems, stay away from this book, stay away from me. Okay? Thanks.